Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the District Governor Monthly Video, where we talk about Rotary International's theme for the month and bring it to life to you in our district. February is Peace and Conflict Resolution Month, and today we have a number of local Rotarian leaders to tell us more about what our district is doing in these two important areas. I'd like to welcome Marie Ricard, who is our Peace Fellows Subcommittee Chair. Marie, can you tell us more about what your role is in our district?
I am the District 5360 Subcommittee Chair for Peace Fellowships, and my role is to recruit applicants for the Peace Fellows, provide information, and assist and mentor interested individuals in the application process. And along with a small committee of Rotarians from different parts of the district, applications are reviewed, interviews with applicants are conducted, usually by Zoom, video conferencing, and the committee decides to endorse or not endorse that candidate. The endorsement is then communicated via online submission to the Rotary Peace Center.
So Marie, what exactly is a Peace Fellowship?
Well, up to 130 Peace Fellows are selected every year in a globally competitive process based on personal, academic, and professional achievement. There are two avenues. Peace Fellows can either study for a master's degree or a postgraduate diploma in peace and development studies at one of the 7 Rotary Peace Centers located at leading universities around the world. Through these programs, Rotary Peace Fellows develop skills they need to serve as leaders and catalysts for peace and development in their own communities and around the world. Up to 50 master's degree programs and up to 80 experienced peace and development professionals with diverse backgrounds will gain practical skills to promote peace within their communities and across the globe. This education is fully funded through the Rotary Foundation, and there is no cost to the club or district.
Wow, that sounds amazing. So who should apply? And as a Rotarian in the district, who would be the best ideal candidate?
Well, firstly, Rotarians, their spouses, and Rotary employees cannot apply. Also, lineal relatives of Rotarians cannot apply. So Peace Fellow applicants come from all areas of life: healthcare, education, not-for-profit agencies, policing, government, and law. And typically, successful candidates have 5 to 7 years of work experience in the peace and development field. They are academically strong with a bachelor's degree in a related field. All courses are in English, so proficiency is required. They must demonstrate a commitment of peace and conflict resolution and be able to undertake extensive reading and discussion in the pursuit of knowledge and be able to participate actively within a diverse cohort of students. Also, they should be willing to share their work and experience with other Peace Fellows and with Rotarians to maintain strong connections with Rotary members.
So Marie, when are the Rotary Peace Centers open and when is the deadline to apply?
Well, firstly, the application is online through the Rotary Peace Center. And this can be found at www.rotary.org and just search Peace Fellows and you'll find all the information. The application process opens early February each year. Applicants have until May 31st to submit. And in June, our district committee will conduct interviews and decide on endorsement. The endorsement of the candidate must be submitted to the Peace Center by our committee by July 1. The Rotary Peace Center then reads and reviews and decides on the successful candidates. And in November, candidates are notified. Applicants in 2021 would be applying for study in 2022.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Marie. I really appreciate you being here with us today and for sharing all of this knowledge about our Peace Fellows.
You're welcome.
Also here with me today is Henrik Cray, who is our Global Grants Scholarship Subcommittee Chair. Henrik, what exactly is your role in our district?
Well, thanks, Mary. I chair the District Scholarship Committee, which currently consists of 7 other Rotarians from across the district, coming from different professional backgrounds. Our role is to promote the Global Grant Scholarship, evaluate applications, and recommend successful candidates to the District Grant Subcommittee. And then upon the DGSC's approval, we prepare the scholarship applications on behalf of the student through the Global Grant Application Portal. This requires setting up a partnership with a host club or district in the area where the student will study. So there's a fair bit of administration involved. But of course, this is a significant scholarship, US $30,000. So we want to make sure that we have selected worthy scholars for whom the program of study that they've chosen will contribute to their professional development in one of the Rotary Foundation's 7 areas of focus. These, of course, include peace and conflict prevention and resolution, the topic of our conversation today, but they also include disease prevention and treatment, water and sanitation, maternal and child health, basic education and literacy, economic and community development, and now also supporting the environment, the new 7th area of focus of the Rotary Foundation.
Again, Hendrik, it sounds pretty amazing. And the one figure that jumps out of my mind when I listen to you calling out this amazing opportunity is a $30,000 US scholarship. So how are these scholarships funded?
Right. Well, the money comes from, ultimately, of course, from donations of our members to the Rotary Foundation. These scholarships are part of the District 5360's budget for global and district project grants, pardon me. I should be clear, though, about some of the criteria for these scholarships, which I haven't actually talked about, some of which are established by the Rotary Foundation, some of which have been established by the district board. So when the Rotary Foundation revamped the entire structure of grants back in about 2010, the foundation abolished the old ambassadorial scholarship program and created then the possibility of doing scholarships through the global grant structure. And these scholarships are for students studying at the graduate level, masters and masters of science, masters of arts, MBA, doctorate, outside of their home countries in a program related in some way to one of the Rotary Foundation's areas of focus. The District 5360 here, we have established that these scholarships should go to students from this district studying then outside of Canada in one of these areas of focus for the foundation. We kind of prefer students actually in the first year of study, and especially students in the kind of 1-year professionalizing master's level programs, which prepare them to move to the next level in their careers. And we've had some really interesting success. And if I may just bring in one story about one of our recent scholars, late last year, Brandon McNally from Lethbridge, who completed an MA in International Relations at Leiden University in the Netherlands. He graduated, completed his program in early 2020. And so just last month, he accepted a position with Peace Brigades International to work in South Sudan. So the last we've heard from him is he'll be starting in this very challenging role next month, helping to bring peace to this troubled part of Africa.
Wow, that sounds just incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we've got the money, you've got the resources of an amazing team of Rotarians on your committee. Now, the only piece that we're missing is the candidates. So how do we find worthy candidates?
Well, actually, Mary, this is something of a challenge, actually, because this, quite frankly, is a quite specialized scholarship. We're looking for not just people who have the academic qualifications to get into highly competitive world-class graduate programs, but we're also looking for people who have demonstrated a deep commitment for working professionally in one of the Rotary Foundation's areas of focus, or who have volunteered in this area of focus. We advertise to university programs in the district, the programs of universities in the district that are likely to graduate students with interests in these areas. We have a very nice web page on the district website where we have biographies of the district's scholarship recipients for the last 8 years or so. And people interested in scholarships and researching Rotary often find out about the scholarship through that website. And we have to count on word of mouth, Rotarians to spread the word. because of course it's very difficult for us to reach people who are professionals or working in the field somewhere who are from this district and would like to pursue further studies and would like to upgrade their qualifications. So we have a number of different mechanisms, and we've been very pleased over the years with the very high caliber scholars that we've been able to award the scholarship to.
Awesome. Well, today, Rotarians, is our lucky day because we have been able to connect with Sari Hosada, who is currently attending Oxford University in England and one of our Global Scholarships Award winners. Hello, Sari, and good evening and welcome. I'm so pleased that you're able to join us this evening. You met Hendrik about a year ago when you interviewed for this Rotary Scholarship. Now, can the two of you please tell us a little bit more about this opportunity?
So of course, Mary, and I really should cede the floor here and let Sari do the talking. And so let me ask her to tell us a little bit about the program that she is taking and how she relates this to the Rotary Foundation's area of focus of peace and conflict resolution.
Hi, Mary and Hendrik. Thank you so much for the kind introduction. And hello to everybody else who is listening in today. My program at Oxford University is a Master of Science in Environmental Change and Management, taught by the School of Geography and Environment. It emphasizes cross-cutting, interdisciplinary approaches to the critical environmental problems of our time, which includes climate change, mitigation, energy and lower carbon futures, and ecosystem conservation. So I see the environment as something deeply interconnected with peace and conflict resolution because our natural and social surroundings have such a significant impact on our personal and belief systems and how we perceive ourselves, other people, and our environment. Given that many environmental issues are borderless and affects many livelihoods in both the short and long term, it's really important to emphasize the importance of peace and conflict resolution as a way to examine community needs, first of all, and also reach inclusive and holistic solutions for current and future generations.
Can you, well, thank you, Sari. That's interesting, but can you elaborate maybe a little, maybe give a kind of a specific example of how an environmental issue becomes an issue that requires thinking about this in terms of peace and conflict resolution?
Yeah, no, great question. Sometimes environment can be analyzed as a way of natural resources. So what do you do with a patch of land? Do we keep it the way as it is? Do we use the natural resources out of it to drive the economy? Or some scholars might analyze, well, whose land was this before when we look at indigenous issues? So I think in many ways, an environment can also mean not just the natural side, but also our social environments too. So our culture, the way that we perceive the world can really trigger how people can collaborate. And I find that conflict resolution is such an interesting lens to look at our environment because essentially, if we want to do good for the environment, we also have to look at the human aspects of the people living within it.
Right. So you're really thinking in terms of the how social conflicts over how we should use the environment or relate to the environment are something that we need to work out as a society.
Yeah, and I'm always interested in climate justice and also just to understand other people. I find that it's really essential to step in other people's shoes. It's something that I've learned throughout my experience with Rotary. And it sounds like a very basic lesson, but it really carries through from, from a young age to, into my career.
Right. And then since you just raised this, I understand, I know, of course, that you have a long history with Rotary in your hometown of Canmore. So I believe that you knew about this scholarship possibility for a long time. But could you tell us a little bit more about your background and how you got involved with Rotary programs and how they have influenced your life?
I began my journey with Rotary International as a Rotary Youth Exchange student. So it was an opportunity that allowed me to live in France for 1 year when I was a high school student. And this opportunity allowed me to live with 3 different host families while attending a French high school. And I can't emphasize it enough, but it was really just one of the most memorable experiences I've ever had in my life. I was learning a new language, adapting to different social cultural systems, and most importantly, recognizing the power of cross-cultural understanding. And so from there, I continued engaging with Rotary through my university's Rotaract Club, comprised of student volunteers who have core values of community service. And after 9 years of engaging with Rotary, I've grown to understand the importance of giving back and also prioritizing and supporting marginalized communities.
Thank you. Yes, that's a wonderful story of and shows just how much Rotary can change people's lives. So you actually had the misfortune, at some level, of being selected for nomination to the Rotary Foundation for a Global Grant Scholarship just before the COVID-19 pandemic upset all of our lives. But you chose to go ahead with your studies in England at Oxford University anyway. Perhaps you could tell us a little bit about how you've managed in this new world in which we're all still kind of struggling to adapt and cope. Have you been able to actually, well, I'll ask, been able to establish a relationship with your host Rotary Club, Farringdon and District near Oxford, and with District 1090 in Oxford area? I know from past experience that this district runs quite elaborate programs for many inbound Global Grant Scholarship recipients that they receive at universities in that district. So could you tell us a little bit about the Rotary experience that you've been able to manage to get inside this the pandemic?
Yeah, transitioning during this pandemic has certainly been challenging. But what I'm most amazed of is just I'm learning valuable communication skills amongst other international students with different backgrounds. So even under COVID restrictions, what's impressive is that we're studying together virtually, but towards common goals. And you mentioned I host Rotary Club, so I attend many online events hosted by them, including many quiz nights. And I've also been able to meet other Rotary scholars from around the world, um, social distancing,
Yes.
and just created so many strong friendships with many of them. And because we all cover different disciplines and areas of focus, it's been such an eye-opening experience. So for me, it's been a very special and unique year.
Well, that's wonderful to hear, Sari, and we were certainly worried about how the experience would go for this year's or for the 2020 Global Grant Scholarship recipients. So could you tell us a little bit about what you're planning to do after you complete your program in the middle of the year? And I know this may be a little bit early to be asking this question because, of course, you're in the midst of all the coursework and all the things that you're doing. But perhaps you could tell us a little bit about where you hope to be doing in the next in the near future.
I plan to return back to Alberta and bring back the knowledge I've learned to further my work on peace and conflict resolution in the environmental arena. For this reason, I'm currently researching about energy transition narratives and how this understanding could help mediate conflicts between opposing groups in Alberta and beyond. There's still more learning to do when I get back home, but it's been such a privilege for me to have this opportunity thanks to the Rotary Scholarship Program. And I really look forward to staying engaged with Rotarians and just want to thank you just so much for this amazing experience.
Well, and we'd like to thank you for being such a good ambassador for Rotary in over your years of experience abroad with Rotary. We in District 5360 wish you all the best in your studies. We're rooting for your success, and I'm sure that your many friends at the Rotary Club in Canmore are also cheering for you. Now, for the viewers, if you want to know more about the District 5360's Global Grant Scholarship programs, you can send me an email or give me a call or have a look at our page on the district website on rotary5360.ca. Application deadlines for the Global Grant Scholarship in the district are normally in late January. So as we're recording this, we're just actually starting to review this year's applications. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much to each one of you for joining us today. I hope that all of you are now more aware of what our district is actively doing in the areas of peace and conflict resolution. Perhaps it has inspired you to find out more and to reach out to Marie and Hendrik. Rotary is an organization with endless opportunities. Where do you want to go on your Rotary journey? Marie and Hendrik can open doors for you to learn more. Their contact information is listed on our district website under the district leadership bar. Together, we see a world where people unite, take action, and create lasting change across our globe, in our communities, and in ourselves. So stay in touch, stay safe, and all the best until we meet again.